programming. Sorry, I'm sorting some stuff out very quickly. Apologies. Yes, hope everyone's had a good day so far. Hope your day's gone well. Hope everything's good. Got a couple of things I still need to finish setting up, sorry. Okay, copy that. Alrighty. I put that off to the side. And I might need that for later. Ugh. Having two cats on the lap as per usual makes navigate and moving around a little bit more difficult than I would like it to be. God, my poor fucking mic arm just sounds like it's been dying for the last, like, since I've got it. Honestly, it's a cheap one, so very expensive mic on a very cheap arm. Alright, so catching up with what we did last time. Last time we pushed forward the new implementation of a completely different skill constructor, improving upon what was already existing. We're just going to keep doing that today. We're just going to go through and try and implement that in as many places as we can, as well as including overhauls similar to this that have already been kind of through processes of implementation, just haven't actually been put in yet. So it's just going to be a lot of cleanup and a lot of kind of plotting along with this sort of stuff today. This is where I kind of admit to you guys the big problem at the moment. So realistically, there is two things I would like to be working on, and one of which is the art, but I'm having a hard time finding the motivation to do that while also having my degree start up, so I'm kind of focusing on my degree restart up, being mid-semester now. After its break, I'm now getting a lot more assignment work back on the plate and just trying to plot along with that. And then so art is basically delayed longer than I would like, but realistically it's because I have a hard time finding the motivation for it. I've got a lot of cool ideas, and I'm hoping that once I build them up enough, I'll be able to just kind of shoot forward and get a lot of them done. That's the hope. The other thing is around UI stuff, and as I've said before, the UI has been worked on by someone else as well, so I'm hesitant to take action on anything, especially knowing that they have their own systems. So I don't want to potentially be interacting with their stuff negatively. So it's one of the big things I want to work on. For example, if we go in here and we go down to the bottom of the constructor, is something I think I alluded to a little bit. I'll only show briefly, but description display for abilities and such like that, or for the skills, because I genuinely, there is a system I have in mind, and I have a rough idea of how to do most of it, but I just don't know how some of the stuff is implemented and where. So I would prefer to find that out before I try and take action. So we're just going to work on the skill constructors. Which is just, again, it's more of this. So I'm going to go and work backwards now. So we're going to be working from here. So yeah, no, we're just gonna get going with this. Okay. That's misspelled, that's why. I was like very confused for a moment there. I can't be asked fixing a misspelling like that, I'll be honest. And I hope you guys will forgive me for that. No special trigger. Okay, I'm gonna yoink this. Because this is kind of the foundation of it all anyway. So speed will be rotation speed, amount will be 3, cooldown is 1, so then we also have to have an additional value, which is ring count. Again, our system accommodates this scenario perfectly fine. There is no issue with doing it this way. Sure enough, your obligatory reoccurring character duty. Fair enough. How has your project been going, Roger, by the way? I haven't actually asked in a while. Because I know you've been, I know you were working on it pretty heavily before. How's it going now? Shifted for now? Fair enough. Might never finish it. Isn't that always the way? That's kind of sad though, because you did have some really, really cool stuff going for them. Would have loved to have seen more in it. Made a demo, so it's proof I can. I mean, that's fair. It's, yeah, there's a reasonable statement of like, do you need to do really more than that? My goal when making projects has become to make a minimum of a playable version to show that in fact I can achieve it. So you... The Holy Abomination... Yeah, that's fair. Because I was just gonna say, is like, do you... Is it because you don't want to finish the project, or is it because you have a hard time finishing the project, or... Because I'm just now fascinated on that thing. I don't care for it much anymore. Interesting, okay. I mean, it makes sense. I did what I wanted to, a Metroid-esque game with a unique style. Yeah. I mean, like, again, there's nothing wrong with it. I was just kind of like sitting there thinking about it for a moment there. Just kind of like, I wonder if it's, yeah, like if it's a motivation issue or anything like that. Because I know, like, again, there's lots of people I know that have, issues of that, like. 2, 3. Ah, that was part of that one. Plus I learned a fair bit doing it. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? It's like, with this project, I've learned a lot. With some of the other projects I've worked on, I can come back with that information. I mean, that's why I'm getting this rework system like I am. Because, like, the question I have then is, do you have, like, an overarching game you would one day like to just sit down and work on that? Like your, in a sense, magnum opus? For more than a week, I can't maintain motivation, so I just drop it, since that means I likely don't enjoy it enough to be consistent on it. See, I would say give it a bit more of a shot than that, because there is always the chance of, like, again, make a... With this game, there was a fair few moments I wish I could have dropped it, but I decided to stick with it, and I'm glad I have. There have been a lot of moments where I've wished I wanted to drop this game, I'll be honest. And it's... I'm not happy admitting to that, by the way. I want to stress this. I think that's a really shitty thing. I would, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, I want to see this game release, but on a piece of a final puzzle story. Yeah, I mean, that's true, right? That's why I say, like, if the intention is not to finish them kind of from the beginning, I don't see a problem, but I'm just querying if that is, like, the intention. The Magnum explains everything in every game I released so far and how it came to be. Okay. You fool. I have a goal since I began coding. I mean, yeah, I'd hope so, because like, that's the thing at the end of the day, right? Like, I have my goals with this game. Some of them are, I mean, it sounds mean, but like, in a sense, this game is supposed to be like my launching point That's why I've done it in such a... There's not that many VTuber games, and there's not that many that are willing to incorporate VTubers from more than just one place. So that immediately puts me in a unique position. I like the contract that puts you in either God or Immortal, but a third more annoying option. A guy who can hold a grudge, yeah. But yeah, so that's I mean, like, that's the thing, right? Is I feel almost all programmers go into each project with a goal in mind. I was just, again, it's kind of that whole wonder of what was your goal going into certain games. And you mentioned that, like, with the battle one you were working on, you had your goal and you pretty much met it. I'm like, so that's fair enough. This one is actually supposed to be the first game I'll release. The next one I have on my list is a game to be released that could feasibly make money and would be worth it. Based on a concept that I've worked on before and had success with. So I would love to work on that. It's a huge desire. But admittedly, yeah, again, like, it's been delayed because I've been working on this for so fucking long. That's why I'm getting to the point of getting really anxious about working on this, because I just kind of... It's not that I want it to be over, but I definitely kind of want it to be over. Because yeah, I've talked about the next game I'll be working on is kind of card-based roguelite sort of thing. Very reminiscent of Hearthstone Duels and Slay the Spire and those sorts of games. Because I've played a fair few of those and I've enjoyed them a lot. What's another one? Monster Train. Monster Train's a great one. I love that one. Which is why I've kind of like downscoped for now what I'm getting done in this game, so I can work on those sorts of things. You have, and what hand you have play with them? Okay. I've just come across a potential issue. Sorry, my brain's gonna go for a moment. Uses a dictionary to set hands and functions to run to see if you can play that hand type. Make it store what prior hands it would need to succeed to even be playable as well, so it can skip it if it won't work. If you already know it is in flush, it can't be a straight flush. That's actually wise. That is very, very wise. Shit, I'm now having to think on a couple of things. Okay. 3 of a kind requires a pair, 4 of a kind requires 3 of a kind, straight flush requires a straight and a flush. Ah, yes. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's the same argument I've talked about with, like, time in games, right? It's how stupid it is that it's just like, does seconds equal 60? If yes, then seconds equals 0 and minute plus 1. It's like, yeah, no shit. I like avoiding if. That's fair. I don't think there's a really, like, an actual difference between the two, and that's why it's like, yeah, no, it's fair to do it either way. But it's just that idea of it, though, is it's just you're checking it via 60, and it's just like, wow, it's incredible. I think it works for me because of the way that the game is designed. I don't see an issue where I would need to do mod instead. Fuck you, Shimmy, yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, have you seen, was it Belatro? Belatro's code? The code for that is exactly that, right? It's so many if else check statements, and I sit there and I go, like, how is, like, some of the best games that have ever been, like, done by indie developers just switch statements and if statements in the most fucking horrendous fashion, where I'm, like, spending hours in a day trying to make, like, this one bit of efficient code. I play Belatro, sweet. So but yeah, no, most of the checks in that are if statement and such, dependent. But like, what was it? I talked about how, like, this took me like 3 hours to write. Worded poker-based combat, fair. Okay, so how do I resolve this issue? So, to explain the issue that I'm dealing with at the moment, nice game, Belatro. It is a really good game. It was really, really well done. I think it's an awesome idea. Fixie Cody. I know, I'm getting there. So, because I've now moved away from using individual objects, I've just forgotten that there's a couple of cases where I'm actually checking for the objects. So what this is the parent object. So it's checking if that is this, then this. It means that if there's ever an echo spell at the same time as this, it's going to delete it, and I don't like that. All three are one sentence, yeah. No, I think Belatro's code definitely is one of those, like, hey Belatro, if you want someone to just come in and, like, do a bunch of efficiency stuff, I will put my hand up. You can see how I do my code. If you think this is not what you want, that's fine, but, like, genuinely, please. You've got an incredible game. I would love to jump in. I could just bite the bullet and let this be a individual object, and I think that's probably just the safest bet. How does the echo work? This here. So Echo in this is basically, it just has a caster type. If it's not the player, it will do all of the stuff for it. So at the moment, there's only one thing in the game that echoes, which is the moth. And as you can see, like there's a bunch of, now all of this is like caster based coordinates and everything like that. And how it how it goes in is that the name of the object, not the actual name of it, but like the name that I use for code, is the name of the caster if it's not a player. Otherwise it's the weapon. So this means that I can't even actually check if name is weird or not. Because like, yeah, again, if it's the player, then it's the name of the thing. Because this is for like, when you deal damage at the end of the run, it will display the amount of damage this specific weapon did. And the echoing then just has, for example, here, this is a destroy thing for it. And then down here, it just is, if it's not an echo effect, then it will be able to reset itself and get its cooldown going again. So that's why I'm like, I think the short answer is I just, yeah, accept that this needs to have a unique component object. Which is fine. It's okay to have a few of them. I have a system in place in case I do need to do that. So echo removes the instance. In this case, it would. So normally echo removes itself. But like this is basically cleanup. There's an argument to be made that I could remove this. Because I don't think it's necessary. Because it does destroy itself. Yeah, I guess I just remove that. And then I don't have any issue. Because it was just a safety net cleanup. I guess I don't need it. I'm going to comment it out for now. Is there a fast way of commenting it out? Yes. Cool. Why echo / duplicate explicitly? That's the thing. It is because of the name. The name is not the actual original name of the weapon. That's why, like, what it was checking for with this was if the owner equals caster. Oh, then it means I can't remove that because then it would affect the player thing. So if owner equals O player, would do the cleanup. Otherwise it won't. No, wait, it's owner equals O player and name equals weapon name. That should do it. Yeah, there we go. So we'll only clean up basically player owned and the specific weapon. There you go. Okay, cool. Progress. Well, I mean, to be fair, again, like this is the first weapon that was ever designed for this game. A lot of its code is still untouched from back then. like this bit here is pretty much untouched. This mess of ternary operators and such. Cooldown is value what again? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe there's only cooldown used at the bottom of this. Okay, I did see one other thing I need to fix now, because so we've changed it so objects no longer counted that way. So we need to, how do we... So, no, it's not an array. What the fuck's wrong with me? Okay, weapon, and then object 0. And then I believe this just returns its ID, so this would be fine to do. Right, this returns the ID. Game Maker Wiki, any day now. Yeah, object instance or non. Okay. I always have to wonder, right? Roger, you can explain maybe this to me. Is like, do you have a specific reason why you don't like if statements? Because like, this is the thing of, I know I'm not one to like switch statements. I avoid switch statements more often than I probably should, and I definitely do not like lists more than I like arrays. I like arrays more, but that's also because of the stuff I code with. I know if I code with Godot, then from what I've heard, it would be better if I work with lists, because they basically compute shader. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Math is just faster. Yeah. Godot to support direct arrays. Yeah, but I've also heard that just in general, the modifications for lists is just good. And from the sounds of it, like what I can do with arrays in GameMaker, I can probably do easy enough with lists instead. And that, I know, because in lists in GameMaker, they are memory nightmares. Because in GameMaker, I can only attest to this in this specific case. A DS list needs to be created, and then the thing is, if you do not remove it, it will just stay in memory and create a memory leak. Which is a big deal because, just as a mild reminder to that point, if we go... Does all the managing of them. Oh, okay. But you know, if I go in here, for example, you see I create a DS list and I have to delete it. This is every attack, every frame of the weapon. Well, not every frame, it depends on the weapon, but like some weapons, this is occurring every frame. So if I'm not purging that fucking list, that is a new list of every enemy that it is influencing constantly being added. It's a lot of fucking memory that gets clogged up very quickly. It just gets cleared. Okay. I mean, GameMaker kind of does the garbage collection for that, but also not. Because like, that's the thing, right? It's like theoretically, by using a var, I guarantee that it should be only within scope memory that's being used. But I can't fully guarantee it. This is the weakness GameMaker has, but the advantage it also has, because it simplifies a lot of things, but it also means that I can't clean up the garbage collection. Godot seems to, my understanding, have had a much better garbage collection system. So if you don't want to purge, you can just store as a variable, array, list, dictionary. You get the point? Yeah. Like, I mean, that's why, because I don't know what it's like in Godot, but I know in like C++ and stuff like that, you don't want to be using globals. Global variables are really, really more intensive than they're normally worth. And there's normally better answers, especially with pointers and smart pointers involved. In this, you can't really use pointers. So because of that, you're in a situation where global variables actually become more reliable, because it's either you do global variables or you do object based variables, which means that there's more room for error. Which is actually kind of the point here. Like, this has more room for error than the globals do. Unless you work in low-level systems like the rendering server or a physics server directly, creating a reference there requires purging it there too. I mean, that's the other thing, is that's kind of also where I'm working with C++ a lot. So you do need to do some manual purging there. That's unneeded unless you need that added efficiency, because your game needs 100,000 plus collision shapes. Good lord, yeah, it's... I think there's some stuff about that, yeah. Isn't there like an achievement in Blender for having like 10,000 collision things active at once? Sounds like an actual nightmare. It's essentially creating the shape but not storing it in the scene as an object. Yeah, okay, yeah. Because that's the other thing is, ironically enough, there's a, since objects in scene get processed, but only in the server, yeah. Because at the moment, right, the one of the assignments I've got to do has a lot of like very particular rendering systems, and I find it interesting to have to work with. Level doesn't need to be transferred. I forgot that that's even there. Wow, it's incredible. Also, this is kind of incredible that this is still that. Again, just as a reminder, this most of this code is extremely outdated. And that is not by lack of me putting in effort. That is just how it is. Ring count is value 5. And then we're going to have, so it's 7, so this is times 2. Times 3. Okay. Good lord, looking at this is a mess. Back to the hole you go. Fair enough. Not my hole. It's getting renovated with more exits. 2 is speed. So I'm actually gonna, again, we're gonna yoink this because I want to just, if there's no point in writing it separate, why write it separate, sort of thing. Okay. Oh no, direction might be worth doing somewhere separate because of this. Nah, we can just do the equation like that. And then radius can also be done like that, I guess. Narrows down the code, which makes it easier on my brain. It's how I do it nowadays, so you know. see. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't want to touch too much more, because I don't think there's more that I can touch without potentially breaking the weapon too drastically. This should theoretically have all the functionality that it needs now, though. Just gonna do this with some of these equations to make them more readable. Because this actually is way more readable than having it in multiple places to me. Don't ask. Again, everyone's different. I'm weird. So this should mean all of that is working. However, there is one other bit that we need to add. I want to see if this works. Hello. Ah. I saw it. Ah, that's not where I put it. Okay. So syntax-based issues anymore? One day I'll fix your running animation, my boo. That's just kind of incredible. I love it. I'm gonna change the area to 1 first. So I can actually see them better, because it may not have been very clear because they were like a pixel size there, and it was very, very hard to see. Oh, I just leveled them up. So that's not what is supposed to be happening. They're also not dealing damage. What? It's because the damage itself has not been transferred through correctly, because it's on damage hold. Wait, why have I done it this way? It mildly confuses me. Oh, I don't know if direction holds a value. Let's try that. By adding direction hold, we may resolve the issue. We also may not. We do not know. We do not. It's spawning in the correct location. See, again, this is one of those, I may have added too many things in the wrong places. So I'm going to yoink this. We're going to undo a lot of things. That's one I don't think I needed a thing. So this should put it pretty much back in the normal spot. No, it's capital D, isn't it? Because I don't pass through the step function. Okay, so before I then continue with that, I'm going to Stagnant, step function, and hit type. By adding the step, okay, so that's probably what was happening there, is I just hadn't added the step function correctly. I didn't actually read that error. I literally just clicked off of it. Go me. They're so cute, but no, we need to fix their size. Okay, yeah, so that was what's happening there. I'm actually a little confused how I've done. This code is very old, and I'm very long since forgotten how I did it. Which one is his AoE one? It's King of ASMR or something like that, right? I just did not select that one because that'll bug it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So something about the areas not being done correctly. Or the scaling here. I'm gonna go extreme with a value so I can test it. Okay, they're just not on screen anymore. Cool. That's what I kind of expected. Okay, that's kind of what I was wanting. So give it a little bit more base area. And give it a little bit more base. So yeah, a bit of base area. So we'll turn this to 2. And we'll turn the modifier to it from 0.2 to fucking... yeah, 1 for now. See how that goes. Keeping in mind the fucking like actual thing for them is really small. Like it's only a few pixels. The sprite for the things. See, I think that's just too much. And it doesn't seem like I can update the radius with them correctly. Ironically enough, it still feels like a bad weapon. I don't know why it's resetting them constantly. But yeah, this still feels like a shit weapon, I'm gonna be honest. The fact that I can increase it that much and it still feel bad is not a good sign. So we're gonna pull this to 1.5. Pull this to 0.5. Probably just means the damage needs to kind of come up a little bit. It is a scaling weapon, mind you, so that's an argument to be made there. I'm gonna comment this out and see what happens. Just Control K to quick comment out. Because I think what the problem was with before was I wasn't purging them, so they would just never upgrade. But I wonder if I can do something better than that. Do kind of an update instead of a delete. Okay, that actually looks really fucking cool. No, seriously, this actually looks really cool. This is giving me an idea to rework the weapon. This doesn't even feel that broken, ironically. Okay. So this actually, ironically enough, you want to hear something really funny about this? This brings this weapon back closer to its original design than it had before. I just want to mention that. So how am I gonna do this? Okay. Ooh. Game Maker is not responding. Did not like whatever the fuck I just did. Come on. Okay, I think I need to add... I need to remove DS list. And this needs to turn it into an array. So this actually changes a lot of this code. Not only does it change the code here as well, it's going to change code in a lot of locations. Remember how this was going to be like an easy, just constant thing, because of just inputting new things, and I've only done part of one weapon so far because I've had to rework a bunch of older systems to accommodate it. Petrified Farm remembers. Okay, so I believe this won't work because I believe it requires a DS list. It doesn't work with arrays, which do not fucking ask me why. I really do not like why this, of all things, would not work with a DS, with an array. I also didn't mean to launch. I meant to press F1, not F5. Okay, no, that's far from what I want. Hmm. Because, again, I do not believe this can intake an array. I do have one option. Sorry. That should work. Okay. If you're wondering why I've been doing this, it is purely because I want to transition to the ability to basically be able to run a function on the execution of a hit. So I'm going to make another enum. I'm just gonna have that as those two for now. Okay. And then how these additional functions will be written. Function type on hit. Okay, and then we go back to this. is greater than 0. Okay. Sorry, my brain is just doing again. This is one of those ones where I think I understand what I need to do for it, but it doesn't stop the fact that, like, I just kind of need to make sure I get everything down before I would forget. I think I just make the rule of thumb that it needs to pass through for now on the on-hit effects. Just do those. Because I can't see any other any other things that I would probably want to pass through. Let's see, so it would then be I don't like that. I'm gonna write it with the thing. Like that. Just add that there, because again, we're going to use it as a templating thing of it always should be there, just for security's sake. And then... I'm going to try this. So again, there is a lot that can be going wrong right now. We will see what happens, because I did just rework a lot of systems just then. Okay, abort so I can actually read this. Okay. Oh, whoops. No, 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 no. I saw what I did wrong. Well, I've got it. Doesn't seem to be working correctly. And we still got that same break. Okay, so it's not quite working as intended. Just want to make sure that this function's actually occurring. Then we can go from there. Okay. So now that we know it's occurring, let's see if this part's occurring. Because to be fair, there's an argument to be made. Maybe the cooldown's too short to feasibly see it, and there's room for testing that. Okay, yeah, I think it is just pure and simply the cooldown is too short. Okay, that cooldown's probably too long. Still need to fix this. So it's this part here that's breaking. That's why, because I fucking I'm stupid again. That's fine. Cool. All right. So I might pull the cooldown down to 2 then. But make the spawn a lot less at a time. Or at least initially. And then cooldown can be a reward as well later on. And hit count can also be a reward. So for example, honestly, area isn't that useful. What does this give? So this is just one amount. So you also give this. No, that's speed. Just 1 to speed. So also give this 0. That's amount. Cooldown. Give this minus 0.5. And I'm going to swap this. So this is 1 damage, 1 thing. This is no damage, 2 more. Make it 3 more. Actually, we'll make both of these 3. Give this 2 additional hits, and then this last one down here, the one that's on its own. So I'm counting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so this is it. And give it fucking another 2, because it actually doesn't need that many. And it would be good. Especially knowing that, again, cooldown's gonna affect it pretty well across the board. And then, to really do some interesting stuff, we're actually going to remove this little restriction for echo effects and make this a normal effect. So they will only last twice as long as the cooldown. So you can't stack up too many, but like if you have a lot of amount, I mean, I could revert this if I feel that the weapon's weak, but I think that this is actually a really interesting change to the weapon because it means I can front load the damage more and have the scaling way more interesting. Right? Because now it actually scales with pretty much everything in a meaningful way. I might need to give it some randomization to its spawn positioning though. Just to give it a bit better of a feel. Cooldown could definitely be a bit better. To be fair, I'm also getting kind of screwed because there's just not getting any of the upgrades for the weapon. Yeah, it's gonna keep being a thing until I fix it. Okay, so there's some balance that needs to be done for that. It's just gonna be how it is. I will give a slight thing here though. Now, I believe this only returns in absolutes. I don't think this returns decimals. Again, I pressed F5 instead of F1. For God's sakes, I hate that. It's my own brain just not working. It's real numbers, yeah. So what I could do if I really wanted to get something like decimal places from it is I could do this divide by 10. So it will give me a very slight variation on its positioning. Doesn't seem like it's actually giving it to me. Or maybe it's too small. I'm not quite liking it at the moment. Okay, let's times by 4 then. And let's increase this by a little bit. Because again, so this is actually not a balance thing, this random range thing. This is actually a pure and simply cosmetic choice, right? Oops, didn't realize the game had launched. Because visually speaking already this is looking a lot better. Da, 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 da. Try this. Cats, please. Oh, cats. Okay, again, so this shows the full coming of the weapon. Its early game is horrendously bad. And of course we didn't actually get any of the things that we needed there. Okay, we'll take that upgrade. It scales really quickly though, like even its level 2 has just immediately made this a fair bit easier. and get another level of it. It's actually kind of scary how good a healing I can kind of get going with this. Yeah, Kimchi's gonna make this insane. Demon Blood's definitely gonna have to get nerfed. Just because of the changes to this. Like, this is just insane. So this is what the maximum thing of it is. I could definitely remove a few things. God, the weapons balance is going to be such a nightmare because like this is a character I feel like you don't play unless you can get like quick start or something, and you get lucky and get a second weapon or an upgrade to the weapon. Because I look at this mini healing. This is why I'm saying like, so this is going to have to be nerfed. There's a lot of things that are about this weapon that potentially might make it problematic, but I actually really like the idea of it now. Also, I don't even think I need this anymore, right? Do I even need numb? Any of the values related to that? No, right? Like this weapon should feel really good now. I have a feeling that that might have been the reason why the early game sucked. That's why I was just removing that. Like, I'm not kidding. I genuinely think that may have been part of it. Cats, I swear. See, yes it was. Okay, the early game with this weapon's gonna get way better now. Too good, in fact, probably. In fact, I may have just lifted a curse from this weapon and made it insanely broken. Yep. Damage has to come down now. damage needs to come down a lot. Yeah, okay. Damage can go to 4 now. Also means that it shouldn't break with other weapons now. Yeah, because I don't have that error. Okay, there's one other thing I want to do now to this weapon for aesthetic purposes. And now I need to make sure I'm not going to potentially break something by doing so. No, I'm not. Cool. So this should actually make the variance in size on the things. Now, technically this is actually an inconsistent, making the weapon way more inconsistent, but it's probably going to look really fucking nice because of this, I'm going to be honest. This is, again, I'm actually kind of happy about this. This is a big rework to a very old weapon that I think is really cool. I also need to pull the damage down. I need to remember that. Put the damage to base to 4. So I'm gonna just spam a few levels, see what it looks like at a bit more of a higher level. Yep. I will pull the speed down a little bit. But this is what I was hoping for. So I want to point out there was a consideration for a while with this weapon to actually change it so instead of these little particles, it was going to be like a longer particle as this like of a slicing effect with the cherry blossoms. I'm so glad I decided not to do that because this looks way fucking cooler. I can make so much cool variants with this as well. Like there is so much that can be done there. This is the big thing, right? Is this radius can be easily, I can pull it back even more, so we can put this as 50 to 50. The size perfectly fine. So I said I was going to pull the damage down to 4, so it's a big pull down of damage. And I was gonna do speed as well. When does speed get augmented? It's the this one. Just make it a 0.2 increase. So it's what, 10% increase? So speed. It's very minor, but it's kind of, it'll feel better. I just like the fact that, yeah, I can get tiny ones, I can get big ones. It gives it more diversity, more of a unique and interesting feel. And because of the way it is, they'll still kind of clump, but they will clump pretty awkwardly, in a sense. And honestly, once you get like past the first level, you're never gonna really notice the proper clumping anymore. Yeah, I fucking love this. This is an awesome change. I might give them a little bit more base area to work with. Just because, like, I do feel very close quarters, but, like, then, again, if I nerf Demon Blood a little bit, this equals out to being perfectly fine, I think. Because, yeah, at the moment it's what, like, maxed out it will be 5 health per, at a chance of every chance of hitting. And with the amount of hits that I'm kind of dishing out because this is getting into a more swarmy effect, probably end up being quite a lot. Gonna just heal up hugely because that also counts towards it. Yeah, see, the damage nerf is huge to its kill presence, and then the area variability getting changed even more is making the weapon feel worse. Like, substantially worse. I might bring up some... again, I might give it a little bit more base area that it's guaranteed to have. Independent of the multiplying based off stuff. Just a little bit, though. Because, like, already I'm just on the verge of being able to kite them out, and now I'll be fine, I think. Yeah, like, I'm already doing way, way better into this. And again, keeping in mind there is very little in the way of damage amplification that's going on here. And this is nearly maxed out. There is one thing I want to do that I've kind of now noticed as well. And it's been bugging me a little bit, but I can solve it shortly. But this just looks cool to me. I don't know, I think this is always what this ability was meant to be. Or closer to at least what I always wanted it to be. This is actually just fucking cool. And it's not perfectly keeping them at distance, but it's done a pretty fucking solid job of it. Oh yeah, a lot of them are not going to be moving correct. That's fucking great. Yeah, they're not going to move correctly because of the changes. Oh, I love this. Okay, cool. Let's give it, like I said, a tiny little bit of base area. So it would be outside of these brackets, right? Yeah. Just to give it a bit more room to work with. Okay, cats, I swear to God, you guys just are really creating an uncomfortable situation for yourselves and me, and it's not pleasant. But yeah, this gives me so much more room to work with on this weapon too. Oh, this is so cool. I'm super happy with this change. This weapon feels way, way more interesting to use now. Lovely, Torty. Can you not sneeze on everything? Okay. So now we've got a second weapon done. Wow, that only took 2 hours. Torty, you can go on the bed. Dr. Ward's here first. Oh, well, no, you don't want to go on the bed. Okay. Fine then. Fuck. Now, I'm not impressed that that took 2 hours basically to do. But it is what it is. Because again, that was a lot of reworking of some systems that I didn't realize needed to be potentially looked at. Especially the DS list stuff. Again, I don't like DS lists in Game Maker because there's just so much that can go wrong with them. Even Game Maker admits to the fact that you should just go use arrays when you can. I probably should find a better answer than what I did here at the top of this. Where I basically do all of that and then this. But for now, this will work, right? I don't think that's a wrong way of doing it. Oops. So, I'll take that as that. Okay. Dude, I'm so happy with this. Because that is yet another weapon object that can be deleted though. There's just no point in keeping it. Woot. We are making progress. It is slow as hell though. To be fair, again, this is a rework that has been needing to be done for too long, and this should probably be the last big rework of this kind of scale to this era, like to the weapons. I don't see much else that I can do here that would be getting better than this. And at this point in time, the only other reworks that exist are ones that are planned not for this update and are in pre-planning already. Right? Like this is the last probably major redesign I can do outside of maybe some stuff that we do with modifiers as well, keeping in mind modifiers need some tweaks, but then again some modifiers can't even be done because some of the systems that modifiers want are some of those systems I was mentioning need to be reworked or redesigned for that will be done next update. So just straight up some of the modifiers won't make it through. One of the ones I know off the top of my head is the random explosion one. That one won't come in until the enemy spawn rework is done. And we're not doing that because that's part of the, like, basically this update I've kind of decided is the update where I give the player everything they should expect to have access to in the baseline of the game. So the player can get a feel for how they should play. The next update is the enemies, the environment more, those sorts of things, and the general visual. So it will be then that's how the game should feel. So it's how the player should feel and then how the game should feel. Those are the decisions I've kind of made at this point with the progression. If you disagree with that idea, that's fair. I honestly, again, it's one of those things of I don't mind if someone disagrees with me, but also at the same time, I will openly state, well, what are you going to do? Unless you can suggest a better alternative to me, that's not going to require a massive shifting gears. I'm probably not going to really think. Though, if anyone does have ideas of differences in this, do not be afraid to let me know, because maybe I could use it in the future, right? Programming is a progressive learning experience after all. But yay, okay, fuck, this is gonna get annoying. How do I want to do... So, Gushing Blowhole is one of those weapons that was done really early on, and I would probably rework now. So this is a good opportunity. Do I want to? I can. Because, so for example, what it would be is that currently I believe it is a script that handles 2 objects spawning. I would just not do that. I would just have 1 object and then the first object spawns the second object. That's how I would do it, because that's how I've done it in other weapons since, and it has worked out perfectly fine. So, you know, take that as you will. We can also openly admit to what this weapon is, by the way. So new skill constructor 1. But yeah, we can openly talk about who this weapon's for now, because we've already got them on the docket, right? So this would be Shy Lily's base weapon. This is the weapon she would get inherently. Because, fun fact, this is when the idea of weapons could pull and push was added. Instead of just natural knockback away from the player, this added the system where they could pull, they could push, they would have a target based on who they would pull and push, and they could have a pull and push value. Which was really cool to me. Okay, I'm gonna just go here and copy the Iron Mouse one. We might need to add to this. Duration could arguably be speed, but I don't want to like cause too much confusion. Stagnant would be false in this case. And remove type would be none. No, it's remove type duration, isn't it? I think that's one of the ones. Yep. Hit type. I don't know what its hit type is off the top of my head. Hit type per second, crit type tick. Okay. So then, yeah, we'll do duration as a separate one. So duration is 4, cooldown is 4, that's got to probably change. Amount is 1, said 1. Area is 2.5 and damage is 5, which is the base of normal. Then we go down back to Gusher and we yoink this. Oh, I'm actually really loving these changes, man. It's not very clear how much this is actually improving the code. But it is. Is the short answer. There's so much that needs to be changed with this though. Functionality cleanup, yes, that is an understatement. However, we'll do the level up stuff first. So, first level up is 1.5. Then value 1, which is still area, so 0, 0.5. Wish I didn't get those mixed around. Then value 3, which is amount. Amount is still value 3. Yeah. Goes up by 1. Damage goes up by another 1.5. Wow, these levels are terrible. Value 2, so cooldown, which is now value 4. Is -1. Far out, okay. Don't know if I agree with that decision. And then level 7 is value 3, which is amount goes up by 1 and damage goes up by 2. So amount and damage go up by, so this goes up by 2, and then amount, sorry, I got this one wrong earlier. The scaling is so bad. Okay, so the level up array is done. So... Why am I putting the DS list behind an if? I'm okay with doing a DS list, potentially. But it should be here, right? Yeah. I don't need the list. I don't even use it. I probably need to change this a fair bit. Did you like how angry I just got then, by the way? It's like, wait, what? This is not how this is done. How dare you? Okay, yeah, there's a lot of shitty stuff in this. This is gonna be a long, long problem. Okay. Oh. I see what I need to do, but I don't want to do it. It's just such a fucking long and arduous task. Welcome to programming, everybody. You get good at, you get halfway decent in programming, you just look at your programming, you're like, I don't want to do it, but I know what I need to do. Or what's worse is you don't know what you need to do and you still know you need to do it. Gotta love it. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted now by looking at other things because I don't want to do this. And because I don't want to do this, I think I'm going to call it here. It's really bad for me to leave this in the state because it means I can't even do playtesting. This is something I'll just work on in my free time. This is probably going to be what we're working on for the next while on stream as well. Just these sorts of things, this and the modifiers, until I get the UI stuff and the art assets done. Just how it is, right? I'd like to get more done now, but I'm also, again, I don't want to start working on the next update now because like stuff like this came up and I'm just like, oh good, this is a great time to do something about a system that has been needing to work on for a while. It's a good excuse. I need to though, again, you guys can, y'all can uphold me to this. I need to stop doing as many reworks to some integral systems moving forward outside of like stuff for modifiers, because just pure and simply we're at a point where reworks beyond this stage are just micro adjustments that are going to not do anything. If there is an actual issue, then I should do something. Other than that though, because like, this is the thing, this is an actual issue. This is an issue long term because it means that the load cycle for working on a weapon is much higher comparative to what it will be now, which will be much lower in, overall, because it will be a lot more streamlined and there's a lot more clearer systems that I can use and reference. Unlike this, where like the fact is I'm looking at this weapon and I'm like, far out, this is bad. This weapon needs a massive overhaul on its functionality. Like, the fact that I have 3 time sources there, and one of which I can tell you doesn't need to be there. Well, actually, no, 2 of them don't need to be there. At all. Only one of them needs... And even then, I could argue that that last one doesn't need to be there either. Like, straight up. That's the most aggravating part of this, is that of the time sources on this one, none of these probably need to exist. Technically, one of these could exist. But a new time source would need to be added. So instead of having 5 time sources over 2 objects, I would have 1 object and 2 time sources, and that object, one of those time sources would be the creation of that second object, is the correct way to do it in my eyes for this. It will require a lot of work though. So, gotta figure that out. And yeah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I know it's sub 3 hours, but like I've got a few things on my mind that I want to sort out as well, because again, today's shopping day, and the fact that I have uni back up again means that shopping day is a little bit more intense on time than it was before, because I have to go do some shopping, come back in time for lecture, and the worst part is, at this point in time, it's looking like I'm gonna have to do 3 fucking trips to the supermarket. 3 separate trips, so that's a lot of my time used up. So I want to kind of get started on that, do maybe a 1 trip before lecture, see if I have time for the 2nd trip, and 3rd trip I might do later in the week, once I have guarantee of certain schedules. Right, then that's reasonable. Also keep in mind that probably going forward next week, today and tomorrow will be the Persona streams instead of just tomorrow. I do want to kind of speed up the progress of that game, and I want to, and I'm kind of at a point where we should probably slow down with the programming of this game on stream, purely because there's not really much else to do. Once there is more to do, maybe we'll consider speeding that up again. But like realistically speaking, I think until the next update, this game is going to start slowing down how much it's on the channel, and other projects will start popping in, like the one that we've got working on at the moment, which I need to figure out some stuff to test for that in a test environment beforehand. Anyway, with that all being the case, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome. Stay awesome, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.